Afternoon. How are we all doing? Let me get comfy in my chair. Afternoon, Steve, Kennelly, Virginia, JC, Peter. How are we doing? Amy, David, again. Different David? Nope, haven't said David. Dave. Jerry, it's time. Evans, how are we doing? Marco. There we go. Rattled through that quick, didn't we? Afternoon, Brian. So, had lots of news. EMAC, afternoon. Layson. If you want to learn how to trade, who are you going to call? Lee Buster. No, it doesn't quite work, David. So, had a busy day of news. Weird reaction off the euro, have to say. Wasn't expecting it to drop or do what it did, basically. So, Euro Swiss has come down. Euro odd, little bit of a drop. Euro CAD collapsed. Basically, the US dollar Swiss has gone through the roof. US dollar yen's gone up. There's movement all over the place, basically. It's weird, though, because some looks like it's Swiss franc powering up, some looks like it's US powering up, some looks like it's CAD. It's just weird. All this price action is just weird. So, I got out my euro pound, had a little trailer on that in case it came back, and it did. So I'm unsure with this euro as to what the hell it's up to. So glad I got out of my euro US dollar. Look at that for an exit. Ta-da! Absolutely collapsed, that 175 ADR to the downside. So it's just a weird reaction. So the interest rate's gone up to 4.25 as we expected. So we'll cover this first, the euro. Obviously when the rate came out, we had the rate statement. Inflation continues to decline, but it's still expected to remain too high for too long, e.g. putting up interest rates more, which we would expect. Traders see roughly a 40% chance of a 25 basis point rate hike in September, down from 44. So we're still looking at 0.25% more in the next hike. Then we had the core durable goods and the US GDP, etc., and the jobless claims. So jobless claims were down, which means unemployment is doing better. GDP was 2.4 on a forecast of 1.8, which is massively bullish US. But the ECB press conference, as you can see from Lagarde's lots and lots and lots of talking, wasn't particularly impactful. There wasn't a huge amount said. She's still going on, isn't she? She's still running. It's still running. Oh, right. Okay. Maybe she started late. Over half an hour in, she's still going. Okay, well, that might explain why the euro hasn't done much else than I was expecting to rally a bit more. So what she said now, open-minded on September and beyond. Yeah, we're at the domain forward guidance. Blah, blah, blah. We might hold, we might hike. Same usual stuff. We have not discussed balance sheet cuts. We are starting to see strong transmission, and September could be a hike or a pause. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we're roughly sitting at 50-50 rate hike, same as before. So I'm not quite sure why the euro's come down quite so hard. We know pound US dollar is now at 125 ADR as well. To the downside. So big, strong push on this US. Everything's coming down hard against the US. The Canadian dollar and the US dollar are rallying at exactly the same rate, look. Total flat line on US dollar CAD. But look at the US pairs. Massive spike. Spike. Drop. Drop. So Canadian dollar is rallying as well with the US dollar. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. When the press conference is over, we might find a bit of a retracement on this Swiss franc. But the aggressive drawdown control position I had on has stopped out. So that's 0.75 loss, taking me down to a 0.33 loss on the day, which is nothing. But did manage to get the rally, obviously. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting a bit more of a rally off this euro. Market doesn't seem very impressed, does it? Right. US Open. We've got 2 minutes to go. We've had a big rally on the Dow today. I've made $1,700 this morning on the Dow. DAX was lovely this morning as well. So the DAX ORB, absolute beauty. The EA today, if you took the ORB with the EA today, we're at 175 ADR with hardly any pullback whatsoever. So there's a good chance you're still in this if you took the ORB long. So the pre-market was there, short 1.5 hour tick. If you took the break back the other way off of the 5 minute or the 15 minute or the pre-market, it's an absolute screamer today. Again, I missed it, but I made money on the Dow, so I don't really care. So the US indices today are all up. The Dow's had a little bit of a pullback, just started, but the S&P's up, the Dow's up, everything's up across the board. Obviously, earnings are up, which is why everything's up. Meta's had good results, so we've had positive results out of the vast majority of this pre-market and post-market yesterday, meaning everybody's buying the stocks. So we'll see what happens at the open. Jeez, this is coming down hard. The Dow suddenly started to drop fast. We've got 5 seconds to the open, but a big drop there. This is a new version of the EA that I'm testing. So bear in mind, this might all go completely wrong today. But it all seems to have fired perfectly. So that's a 5 minute. That's taken the 10 minute. That's taken the 10 minute. Okay. I'll explain what's going on in a minute. Long NASDAQ. Dow is inside bar at the moment. And S&P is also inside bar at the moment. There we go. That's a quick recap of everything. Afternoon news-wise, we've still got the press conference going on, which I didn't realise that was still going on. 45 minutes. She must be going on today. She must have caught my waffle disease. Still going. This looks like a closing statement to me. So we might get some movement off of the euro in a minute. So watch this euro. I'm just going to watch this euro Swiss, because I would like to get another entry on this if I can. Spread on that. Right. So gone short on the Dow, short on the S&P, and long on the NASDAQ. So a bit of a mix this afternoon. Uh, 3 minutes till this 5 minute candle closes. I'm just going to wait for the 5 minute close on the Dow. Right, let me just catch the chat. Afternoon, Derp. Stopped on the drop at 2R on the euro. EU, ORB. Hopefully that's a nice profit this morning then. Burke, afternoon. Layson, new to trading, just made a paper account and made myself a task from 3K make up to 10K. Only after that am I thinking about putting real money. Just struggling about making a solid strategy. Well, Layson, I'll have to say the first thing you've got to do is take away that ridiculous 300% return you're expecting to make on that account. Ain't going to happen. Not without gambling. If you want to take a 3K account to 10K, think 1 to 3 years. Unless you're going to gamble, which is fine if you want to gamble, but you're not going to be returning 300% on an account in a year. You can do. You might do. I'll take that back. No, you might do. Put it this way. I can return between 100 to 150% a year. And I've been trading 15 years. Just saying. Go and watch the bootcamp. There's a link going along the bottom there. Before you do anything, go and watch that. Forget everything you've heard. It's all a load of crap. Go and watch that. That's what the real world's like. NASDAQ's broken long. Bit choppy today. Bit whippy. Uh, really not got a lot of directional bias at all yet so far today. So I was expecting it to be a little bit faster than this, the open, but it's not. Dow's going long. Trying to. Afternoon, Crom. Buy Christ. Gold buys. No, don't buy gold. US has just had good news. Sell gold. Now focusing about on news. Don't news trade either. You're making all the mistakes everybody makes. Yeah, news trading is suicide. Trying to return 300% on your account in anything less than a year is suicide. If the dollar rallies, shouldn't DAX be dropping? Dollar's got nothing to do with the DAX. Dow, well, yes, but not in earnings fortnight. Don't forget we're in earnings season, so the stock market will react. I'm just going to close out this Dow long. Get out. Don't like it. It's too whippy. God, glad I got out of that. In earnings fortnight, you get an awful lot of different directional biases, basically, but depending on what's going on with the stock. So usually, yeah, if it goes up, the US dollar, the Dow, and the indices in general will find downward pressure. Whether they go down or not will depend on what stock purchases are being made. So if the market is weak and the US dollar rallies on news, then yes, it will come down quite hard. But if the market is very strong and the dollar rallies, you'll find a little bit like this. We will try and go, but we can't. So, yeah, it's difficult. It's never 100% correlated, or negatively correlated in this case. Afternoon day trader FX. Euro Swiss pumping back. Let's have a look. We've got two more ADRs, Aussie US and Aussie CAD. So that US dollar, yeah, you don't. It's going like nuts. So if you want to get in gold, you will be selling gold, not buying it. Euro Swiss. Okay, this is my third attempt at an aggressive drawdown control position on the Euro Swiss. I'm going to take break that reversal alert if we get it. DAX is rallying as well, which is indicative of a short euro, so not good. Right, Dow's going to be a double-ended stop out. NASDAQ's running quite nicely. Why is that open profit showing as a negative when I've got a buy on? Sorry, bear with me one sec. Or someone's knocking on the door. They won't. What was I talking about? Yeah, so sorry, I was just trying to figure out what's going on with these figures. They're not showing the right figures. Open profit. Okay, so there's a bug in the EA. Okay. Right. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with these figures quickly. That's doubling the stop out. That's fine. I accept that one. That's long, but it's showing a negative. That's banked a stop loss on the short, flip long, and is showing the correct figure. Oh, I'm showing open account profit, aren't I, idiot? This is showing open account profit, not profit on the individual trade. Right, okay, I need to change that. That was really confusing. You could probably see the brain fog coming down on me there. That was really confusing. Okay, this DAX, this Dow, really nice initial opening range gone in there. I'm still long on this one at the moment, but that's a really nice opening range, potentially for a break. So we'll see if we can get this break of this level here, which is your 5-minute ORB. That's a good one to take today. Okay. Right, leave those for a minute. We'll have a look at FX pairs. So I'm a little bit all over the place today. Euro Swiss, yeah, we'll have a look at that in a minute. M15 reversal alert triggered on gold, and then it fell down a well. Yep. So there's your 15-minute reversal alert and retest, and then collapse. But it didn't collapse because of that. To be fair, it collapsed because of the US dollar news. 225 ADR. I was talking this morning about why I don't trade gold. That is why I don't trade gold as a position trader. Yeah. Look at that reaction, and then look at everything else's reaction to the news today, yeah? It's just, it goes way faster, way harder, and way more hideously than everything else. It's an absolute nightmare. Nathan, do you change between taking 5-minute pre-market and 15-minute ORBs depending on the day? With one of the live rooms a few weeks, and notice you switch between them. So this... I'm running basically the pre-market 15 at the moment and the 5-minute opening range. But this EA that I'm using on this account here is a kind of a development EA. And basically what it's doing is it's analyzing the pre-market action and picking a range based on rules that I set. So what I'm trying to establish and what my testing with the EA has shown when I've been extracting data from it is tight ranges pre-market very rarely work because you will get some kind of whipsaw in the initial cash balance, which will give you a double-ended stop out. So I want to use a minimum opening range of 0.8 of an ADR. Yeah. So basically 1/10 of an ADR, roughly. It's got to be a minimum of 1/10 of an ADR, the distance on the pre-market range, but a maximum of 20% of the opening range. So the opening range, I want to be between 10 to 20%, that pre-market. If I can't find a range that works, then I skip the pre-market and move to the opening range break, the initial cash balance candle, and take a break of that. That has to be lower than 20% of the opening range as well, because if it's bigger than 20% of the opening range, the chances of getting 1.5 R, which is what you're going to need as a minimum to make money, is reduced dramatically. Because if you use 25% of the opening range, you've got to get to around about 60% of the opening range of movement to actually make a profit. If the market has already done 10, 20, 30%, you will need an ADR hit to achieve a 1.5 R return, which doesn't work. It does work some days, but it's more difficult to make. So this version of the EA is kind of a little bit more of a AI, if you like. It's got a set of rules it analyzes. This new version that I'm just running as a first test today tests the first 10 candles using the pre-market. to find a good range. So what this will do is it will always take an opening range break pre-market, but it will look for a minimum maximum range to work with. So the 5 was too small, but the 10 was good. The 5 was too small, the 10 was good there. Here, the 5 was good, so it took the 5. It will look back 10 bars and try and find a range that fits within the criteria that I've set. The Goldilocks zone, if you like. Not too small, not too big. So just enough that we can get a little bit of open and wiggle room at that initial cash balance, and then when it goes, we take it. Yeah. So this is what this is doing. And I'm going to start running this properly on funded. But I need a little bit more live testing on it first. And it's also got new rules for trailing stops. As you can see, it's reduced risk. Yeah, so the risk has been reduced. As we get to 1.5 hour target, that will immediately move to a break even on the position. And then it will monitor price action. And if it sees an accumulation forming, it will bring the stop up in case the accumulation is the start of a false move and reverse. Yeah. So it will look at price action candle by candle and analyze the market and say, right, what's going on? It looks like we're stalling. Right, if we're stalling, bring that stop up. If it pops, brilliant. If it doesn't, we take the money. Yeah. If we get to, on the first candle, within 20% of our take profit, and that first candle stalls within 20%, it will close it and go, screw that. I'm not letting that run down there. I'm going to take the money. Yeah. So there's a lot of rules which are being programmed in, which is basically me replicating myself as an EA. So this is what is being built in front of you here. But the essence of this strategy is the same. We take the initial opening range pre-market break. If that's not right, then we'll look at the 5-minute opening range break. If that doesn't work, then we'll look at other ways of getting into the market. But at the end of the day, if it takes the break and it makes money, we stop trading. The idea is to make money every day. So if this goes and it hits target, fantastic. This one has taken a stop. When this one moves up, it will try and get that back and break even. So the idea is trading all three. What we want to do is look at our account balance and say, have we made money today? No? Okay, well, let's look at some other alternative ways of getting in, because the initial way we wanted to make money didn't work. So let's try and make money in a different way. Inside bar breaks, high-low reversals, all those sorts of things is what the EA is going to be doing. And it's going to be auto-trading it based on what happens. So at the moment, let's say, for example, this had gone straight up to TP. It would have closed out, gone to break even, and that would be it for the Dow, right? It would monitor, then the NASDAQ would also be monitoring what the overall P&L is on the account and saying, right, if we've got an overall profit banked here and we're in profit here, let's get these to break even so that if it comes back down again, we don't take a loss on this to reduce the winnings we've made on that one. And it would be doing the same thing across all three instruments. So it's going to be a kind of a does everything type EA. But its job at the end of the day is to try and return a positive ROI every day. So that's why you're seeing it taking different ranges, because it's looking at the range and going, don't like that, I like that one, I'll take that one instead. Yeah, because we need a bit of room, we need breathing room. So you can see this is a good example, the S&P, yeah? That candle there was too small. So the minimum range is 27. The maximum range is 69. Yeah, that was 25. So it's below the minimum range. So the EA went, nah, don't like that. Let's have a look at the 10. All right, the 10's good. 10's 38. That's between 27 and 69. So let's have a go at that range. Now, it just so happened that we had a whack and great whipsaw across everything today. Nothing you can do about that. There's literally nothing you can do about that because we can't predict the future. But we can try and minimize the amount of whips that we get. Anyway, work in progress. Let me just see if Regard said anything else before we carry on. We do have more ground to cover. At this point, I would say so. Oh, do we have more ground to cover? At this point, I would say so. Okay. So that looks like the end of the ECB press conference. So If we're going to get that movement off the euro, it's going to be now. So all these wicks, this whipsawing is the press conference. They've literally taken out that low, obviously taken me out. So we'll see if we get that rally back up now on the euro. Right. ADRs. Let's go through the ADRs. Let me just catch up on the chat quickly. Long NASDAQ, but it's feeling heavy. Yeah, it's feeling heavy. Everything seems to be a little bit struggly today. It's a technical term, struggly. NASDAQ's rallying. This is what I said this morning. This is Facebook that we're rallying off. Facebook's not going to hold up the entire index. So the S&P really not getting anywhere, and neither is the Dow today. This is a terrible open. Whippy as you like today. But rallying at the moment. So nearly TP on this one. TP's there. So as you can see, this is risk-free now. We're break-even stops on it. So just looking for that TP to get hit, hopefully, and then we'll just trail up to TP2, which is going to be well beyond ADR today, 150 ADR. So I got a feeling we're going to struggle to get that today. Looks like it's going to be a whippy one. Right. DAX out of all-time highs. Yep. Well, not all-time highs, but there's your all-time high on the DAX, which is last month's high. We're 200 ADR, so I doubt very much you'll get anywhere on the DAX this session. We're going to struggle to make any more progress today. Watching this Dow contract, look. If this closes as an inside bar, we've got 3.5 minutes left. If this closes an inside bar, I will take a break of that range. If you want to be aggressive, you can take a break of this inside bar if it closes inside, because this is contracting. We're going to potentially pop in a minute. Afternoon, Gordy. EU also pushed 200 ADR low and still going. Yeah. 225. Right, so we're starting to reverse. Oh my God, let's just tag me in on that. So I'm in long on Euro Swiss. Just need to put a stop on that. So going 0.75% again. So this is my second, this is my third attempt at aggressive drawdown control down here. We're massively extended on Euro US dollar. So that's a 225 ADR hit. So don't see many 225s. That's not the norm. So if you want to get into that one, drop down M5. Your reversal, that's miles away. You're not going to get a reversal entry on this. It's too far. It's all the way up here, look. So it's been too aggressive, this drop. So that candle there would kind of be what I would look at taking as a break. So this could well just do, and we've seen this many times in here, V-shaped recovery, yeah? This Euro US dollar, this euro I don't think should be this weak. US dollar, I can understand the strength on those figures that we've just had off the US. They're all good. We've got pending home sales coming out in 6 minutes, but everything there is good. So unemployment claims are down, which is great. Advanced GDP is up, which is great. It doesn't mean they're not going to put the interest rates up again, and inflation is still stubbornly high. for them. So it's all going in the right direction though. So this is all bullish for the US. Just watching this now. So bear that in mind when you're trading the euro US dollar. If we do get a good strong run back in the euro this afternoon, you are battling a massively strong US dollar. So this is one that you might find kind of sits. The rest of the euro pairs, because we're not against the US dollar, they've got much more chance of going. There's beautiful W pattern reversal forming there. Look, yeah. So that's a really nice looking long opportunity, something like that euro odd. So the reversal alert's going to go in there. Euro CAD is the same as the euro US dollar. Basically, the Canadian dollar is going to power up with the US. So euro Swiss, obviously, I'm in long. So looking at all these euros on the ADRs, you've got euro CAD and euro US dollar. We know those are massively extended, obviously, today. 175 ADR. That's also at a monthly low. Got to the sorry, monthly high. So that's that monthly high there, which we've already used as support once and twice. We're just pushing back up above that now, but that support resistance is irrelevant because it's news. So you want to be looking at just the pullback play on this. You're going to get a lovely tight reversal alert on the euro CAD look. So look for sort of half an ADR, third of an ADR push to the upside. Okay, so we've got an inside bar on the Dow. Okay, so there's your inside bar. So if you want an aggressive entry on this, you can take a break of that inside bar. If you want a more conservative entry, take a break of the bar before the inside was formed. So we're contracting. We can't keep contracting. Market's got to go somewhere. So we will get to the point where one of them is going to take over. Either the buyers or the sellers are going to take control. How long that will be, we don't know. Obviously, we've got possibility of putting a 2 inside bar, which is a 2 IB setup, which means you can take a break of any of those inside bars if that was to form like that, for example. The more contracted you get, the more chance you've got of getting whipsawed on something like that. So I'd wait and just see where the market goes from here. But it looks like we want to go somewhere because we're contracting and it's too soon to be going into a consolidation. We've got to go somewhere today, especially after that US dollar move. They're all coming down. Trying to. Look. So we've got this propulsion gap holding up at the moment. Essentially on the NAS, S&P trying to break the opening range low. There. Dow's also trying to go short. Might get short out this now. Let's wait. Probably better to wait a minute. It's not ready yet. So yeah, Euro CAD. Obviously, that's an ADR hit. We got Euro Yen extended. All the yens, all the euros basically. So Euro Yen straight off of ADR. Look, lovely ADR hit there. So big drop, double bottom off of the weekly low, potentially for a long. Really not sure what's going to happen with the yen. Anything you take on the yen, just be aware it's all about the yen tomorrow morning in Asia. So anything you take today, you are kind of taking just before the Asian session is going to really kick off with the yen. Euro New Zealand, extended, straight off of ADR, 5-minute reversal alert. You're just about to get your alert on that one. Literally, there's your W. Break that. And Euro New Zealand and Euro US dollar we've looked at. So this is the one that is probably going to struggle more than the rest to try and make progress because we've got that big strong US dollar. Yeah, so probably not the best one to take today. The other yens we've got, Swiss yen. That's an ADR hit, just hit. Reversal, that's going to be really nice and tight on that one. We've got the CAD Swiss. Again, Canadian dollar, very strong, along with the Swiss, the weakness in the Swiss franc based on the euro weakness. So again, that one is kind of like the euro US dollar in the fact that you've got strong Canadian dollar and a weak euro and a weak Swiss. So this one's going to find it a lot harder to come down. Aussie US is hit as well. There's ADRs all over the place, but you know, we're readjusting now basically to all this news. So the market could go absolutely anywhere today. Aussie CAD, however, they're all extended, and if they are going to take profit, you want to be on it. We have got a 2 inside bar formation on the Dow. We've got 50 seconds left. At the moment, that is our 2IB. So tighter and tighter and tighter. Probably going to get one of them in a minute. Which way though? I don't know. It's looking bullish. So that propulsion gap, they're buying up. Difficult one today. Always difficult with the Mac and News. Yeah, we've gone for those ADRs. Aussie CAD, obviously. Pound CAD, same thing. Big extension to the downside. Big Canadian dollar move. Pound is bullish though, so this is actually a really nice pullback. No RSI extensions yet, so I will be getting in long on this. If this pulls back down to here, I shall be taking a long on the RSI extension if we can get an RSI extension on this one. We should be looking for longs on the pound, so that looks pretty good to me. God, it's like literally, look at it. Just not going anywhere. Okay, so it's broken to the downside. So it's breaking short by the looks of things. Trying to anyway. Be careful of that today. Dodgy. Pound New Zealand. So ADR hit, already bounced off. M5 reversal alert, not quite. Yep, you just had it. So reversal alerts just kicked in on that one. Off potentially we go. Pound US dollar we've looked at. That's extended 125. That's down at that level. That's a really good support. Look at that. We sat there and went into balance for 3 days at that level. They couldn't break it. Those propulsion gap was holding up every single day. We're back there again. So potentially, I've got one long on this already. So I'll be adding a second onto this at some point. 75 is 3/4 of an ADR. Well beyond that. So if we can put a new low in, if they can just tick down and get a new low, that'd be lovely, because that'll bring the reverse alert down to there, which will give me an entry there. Average will drop down to there, and that'd be a really quick, easy out somewhere up in that area. Pound US dollar. We got US dollar Swiss, also extended. RSI. Again, Swiss franc weak with the euro. US dollar obviously strong. Perfect storm, 175 ADR. All these ones, euro, US dollar, Euro CAD, CAD Swiss, and US dollar Swiss. We've got positive US news, negative euro reaction, not necessarily news. So all of those have been obviously extended way longer than the rest, because they've got a positive news and a negative news. Dow's not going. Really, really, really can't make its mind up. NAS is now going inside bar as well. Can't get anywhere today. I've just got this feeling this is going to go. It's going to pop in a minute. There goes the stop loss on the Dow. So double-ended stop out on the Dow. Total chop fest today. Can't make money on that. So the inside bar on, the opening range is there. So there's still an opening range breakout short play. It's choppy. I'd probably just leave it alone today if you're not in it. Probably have been in it, like I have, and got killed. So US dollar Swiss, nicely extended, but obviously this one potentially could carry on going long. Pound US dollar 150 ADR. That's just put a new low in. So the reverse alert's now going to jump down onto that candlestick down there. So that's a really nice tight entry. As soon as that gives us a bullish engulfing being on that as a second entry. And US dollar yen. So the yen at the moment, as we can see, the yen at the moment is all over the place. We had that big, strong rally on the yen, and that happened to happen as the US dollar was weakening, which is why we've got that big squeezy move. Our short entry was there, very nice, quick in and out over a couple of days, but I'm not sure what that is going to do tomorrow. So I think if you want to get into any yen as mean reversions, just be careful, because tomorrow we've got the yen rate announcement. Obviously, they're not going to change the rate on us. That's going to remain as a -1. But the policy statement and the press conference, they could well come out and say something massively bullish or bearish, which is going to change the stance on the yen. And they are really trying to rally it at the moment. So taking anything short at the moment against the yen is probably not a bad idea, because I think we might get another leg down. However, I was expecting something a little stronger from there. We haven't got it. So it's a very difficult one at the moment to forecast what's going to go on with the yen. If you can see with all the yen pairs, we're sideways, stroke slightly bearish. Yeah, so we're kind of slightly flagging up, or we are just totally sideways on these at the moment. So there's no strength, no weakness in these yens. So just be careful with them. Tomorrow, next week's probably the best time to start getting into them. 125 ADR, Aussie dollar, US dollar. Mental today, look. There's no opportunities to get into new positions at the minute for me. RSIs are flat at the moment, but hopefully today we might get some RSI extensions on the hourly, which is these, which gives me an opportunity to get into something. So the only thing extended is, my friend, the Euro Swiss, which I'm in, and that is extended. So we have just put in a nice kind of rejection there, but I want to see them break that high. So I need a reverse alert on the hourly, really. If we can get that reverse alert on the hourly today, I think we've got a good chance of getting a pullback on this. Yeah. Just getting a push up, break that high from yesterday, and then off we go. So that's the plan. Aggressive positions in. 125 ADR is what I need to get a break even on it still. So still fair way away. But yeah, it needs some kind of profit take move on this, I think. But I think it still could do another leg down. Really, really not impressed, the market, with the euro, that interest rate rise. And how many times have we seen that? Interest rates go up, market reacts negatively. Totally the opposite of what it normally does. So tricky at the minute. So I've got nothing else I can bank today. I've got the CAD yen, which is in profit, but unless we get a nice rally off the euro, I don't think I'm going to get an opportunity to get into anything new today or get out of anything. RSIs are just going sideways at the minute. So we will see. Right, let me just catch up on what's going on with the chat. Would have loved to grab that reversal on EU. Always love to grab a reversal on anything. Is making a copy clown in trading. Lee's making a copy clown in trading. You mean clone? Not clown. You're talking about the EA. Stopped out. Yes. Death today. Total death. Destruction everywhere. I'm tempted to take a short on this DOW, but I'm not selling into support. We've got two major support areas coming up on this. Can't see. This blue dotted line is the previous day's high, which we bounced off. So we got this low here from Globex today. We've got the move before the news, which we're tapping into. And then we're going to be running down into there. So if we got down to ADR, I'd be interested in taking a long off of that. But I don't really want to sell into this low and this low here. They could well just buy this straight back up again. The way it's going, it looks like it wants to go range bound, doesn't it? So you want to be buying the lows, getting out up there. It's a mess. But it's a big break. It's big candles. Big candles. Gold bouncing. Yeah, potentially 225 ADR off the weekly low. Do you really want to get in front of that, though? That's the thing. This is the thing with gold. Do you want to get in front of that? There's every opportunity for that to just go sideways or pull back up into that. And then they really like the unemployment figures with the US. But, you know, the next news that we get on the US that's negative, this thing's just going to go completely the opposite direction. Your ORB ideas for the new version are brilliant. Yes, I know they are. They need to be tested, though. Ideas. I have lots of ideas. Ideas don't make you money. We will see. Sorry, misread the chart on my phone. Hopefully the all-time highs soon, though. Yeah, well, that'd be good. XR update.news. Play Salty Games reporting in. Rainmaker, you've changed your name again. Peter, Euro Swiss. Yeah, so long on Euro Swiss. Looking for that bounce. So there's your reversal alert. Pushed up into propulsion. They've sold that back down. We're buying back out of here. So we need to break these highs. We can get above these highs and out of the top of this propulsion gap. You can see at the top of the screen there. We'll be on our way. So we need to get a new high of the day, basically. And then I think we'll probably be able to start a rally. You can see what they're doing. You know, all the liquidity has gone from there. They've created new liquidity. Yeah. So it's whether or not they want more liquidity. Whether they need, it depends on what orders they got to fill. It's whether they need more. What's retail doing? Let's have a quick look at what retail's up to. I'm going to take a quick buy on the Dow. This is really brave of me and probably really stupid. But I'm buying the low on the Dow. I like that wick. So this is the open. So that is the low of the 5-minute open. That is that Globex low before we pushed. They've just basically rejected that level. So it looks like they're buying this up at the moment. It's whether or not there's enough buyers to power past the guys that are selling at the minute. But risk reward wise, stop down here, entry where I am, reward is thousands. So $300 risk, that is. That is $3,200. That's a 10R. worth a shot. Not that I can take it all because I've got a 3,000 a day cap, but anyway. God, I'm way behind on the chart, aren't I? Going to work out the terminal. Going to work out of the terminal if things turn around. Stuck in yens and Swiss short, looking for gold, US dollars to skyrocket. Yeah, might struggle with that. Might do. I mean, how many times have we seen this V-shaped recovery pattern? It happens all the time. The V-shaped recovery, very, very common. So, one there. Could well do it. Yeah, but this is a really good news. This is really good news. The unemployment figures coming down, or unemployment claims coming down for the US, because it does lead to the possibility of an unemployment rate drop again, which is going to take all that inflationary pressure off the US, and they won't need to put the interest rates up. It's difficult to call at the minute. But this is 225 ADR at basically a weekly support with a propulsion break, potentially, which they will buy up. So at least coming back up into there if they're going to take it short is certainly on the cards. 50% retracement of the move, at least, I reckon. Come on, Dow, you look like you're going then. Euro New Zealand. So that's just come off of ADR. You've had your reversal alert there. Off ADR. The question with all of these at the moment is this a fake move on the euro? I believe it probably is. I think we need more movement to the upside on this euro. Dow's thinking about starting to go. Whoa. A massive buy order just went in on the Dow. Literally, it ticked from there all the way up to there. Literally, it just went bang. Every single order, every piece of liquidity from there to there was just taken out of the market in one go. Someone just bought a shed load of stocks. Aussie CAD, ADR on New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Crazy today. These are the days you really, really wish you had loads of exposure on. I got out of everything this week, literally. I've had a decent week, but can't take advantage of any of this. Really annoying. Never mind. Dow has been going up for over 10 days. The elastic band must be getting pretty tight. Yeah. So the Dow basically, we are, well, kind of parabolic on it, as you can see. We had that big 5-day rally. 5 days is usually the max we tend to put in before we get a pullback, but we didn't really get a pullback. We got a little bit more of a flag, which turned into a week and a bit long range. So I'm just being distracted. I just want to watch the Dow. Why did I put New Zealand dollar, US dollar over there? This isn't looking great. Closing it out. That massive order that went in there was an exit. Wasn't a buy, I think. That was an exit on that. So I think that might have been a big order just getting out, ready to get back in the other way, which it looks like it's doing. So break of the lows is probably a good play. This might flush today. DAX, yeah, I mean, it's this obviously today 200% of ADR, euro weakness, DAX rally. It's extended, but what it is actually a push, an accumulation, a push, potentially another accumulation, and another push. So we're not really stretched, because what's happened is as you can see, if you look at a lower time frame, what we've done is we've pushed, got extended. You can just about see. Yeah, we pushed, and then RSI is reset. So it's now open to do another rally. Then we get extended again. Then it could come back and reset, and then do another leg up. So it's not a continuous upward move, which would be stretched elastic band ready to snap back. It's pushed, and they've basically just accumulated more orders. So this is why I don't position trade indices. If indices want to go onto a trend, they will just trend for ages, and it's very difficult to get out of positions on them. So not conducive. The same theories do apply, but not always in the same way with indices. Euro New Zealand we've looked at, haven't we? Just like to make me laugh. That's nice, don't care. Just funny, the AI is your clone. It's not an AI. That was the wrong term to use. Basically, all this is following a set of rules which make logical sense. Call it an AI. If I was to release this as a commercial product and put the word AI on the end of it, everybody'd buy it. Because everybody wants AIs at the moment, because they think they can predict the future, but they can't. Just doing what I normally do every day. So Euro US dollar making a W at the moment. What do you think? Yeah, in that. I like it. But as I said earlier, be careful with this at the moment because of the US dollar strength. So taking a break of that high, the reversal that's too far away, break of that high will in effect give you the reversal. But this US dollar's like a steam train at the moment, and the euro looks like it might be trying to recover, but it's very, very weak at the moment. So you're basically trying to buy something where the fundamentals are actually short at the minute. So just be careful trying to buy up any of these. Any ADRs, and I always say this, ADR reversals on the back of fundamental news shifts don't mean anything. What it means is, yes, it's a big move to the downside, but there's a reason. The market's just reacted negatively to that, and we just had lots of positive US news. Of course it's going down. Doesn't mean it's coming back up. If that is actually going to be sustained strength on the US, and the market is not happy about the 2.5 increase on the euro, this is going to continue down. So it's just whether or not you get enough pullback. But this is the thing we never know, do we? All we can do is, all this is a condition indicator telling you the condition of the market is extended. You have to look at the reasons why it's extended as well. You can't just get in because it's extended. Doesn't mean it's going to snap back all the time. Most of the time it does, obviously, which is why we use it. But running mean reversion on demo, not touching it, and it's doing better than the proper account where I intervene. It will do, because it's not you. Humans tend to get things wrong. This is why I'm trying to replicate myself as an EA, so I can go and sit on a beach. Would be nice, wouldn't it? What's your target on the Euro Swiss? I haven't really got a target on the Euro Swiss at the moment. I need to get out. So propulsion, this accumulation break is the ultimate target up here. I'm not going to hold it to that. Yeah, that is 4-5 ADR away. 165 pips with 50 ADR. So it's 3 and a bit ADR away. Not as far as I thought. So I'm not going to hold it all the way up to there. My break even is here. The green line you can see there is my break even. So at the moment, anywhere in here or here, I'll be watching price action. what I will likely do is use this aggressive drawdown control position that I've added on today, assuming this one works. When we get back up to break even, roughly there at that resistance, which, well, if it is going to be resistance, obviously previous support, term resistance. At that point, I will take that one off and do some drawdown control on some of this above. So what I'll do is I will make sure that I bank 0.75%, and which pays for the aggressive drawdown control that just failed today. And then I'll use whatever's left over to do a bit of DD control and hope that the market actually pays attention to the interest rates and what Lagarde has just said. She's just said we've got more rates coming and we just put them up. What more do you want? She can't really be any more reassuring than saying we're going to put them up again. But she has also said that there's a chance they might pause them, which again is negative. So mixed messages from Lagarde. Going long on the Dow. CAD Yen, ADR. I'm long on that. Only enough to bank at the moment. It's 0.25%-ish. So just gone long on the Dow because we've rejected the low again. So that's the fourth rejection of the open. So this is your opening cash balance. And it's rejected the lows again, which is this Globex support we looked at. So they are buying this up, but they're not able to get through at the minute. Might not work. Doesn't it? Doesn't. But if it does, highly profitable. Brian, got triggered short on the Dow, struggling to push. Yeah. All we've done, look, if you look at what's happened at the open, yeah. So that's your open. Literally, all we've done is whipsawed, gone sideways for half an hour, attempted to go short, and gone sideways for 20 minutes. It's just not got any momentum. It's pulling back at the moment, though, on the bigger move of the day. So this is why I'm kind of interested in this rejection. Because I think if it's going to leg up, we've put in a new high today. So if we're going to remain bullish today, we need to close above this level. But do we need to remain bullish today? You know, this is the thing. If you look at it long term, we've got this whacking great propulsion gap, haven't we, down here, which I said about potentially coming back down to. That one they bought. So they've bought every move. So basically they pushed, tested it, pushed, tested, tested, pushed, tested, pushed, tested, pushed. Yeah, there's just nothing but buyers in the market at the moment. The sellers cannot get past every single impulse move we've had. They're just buying it up. US dollar yen 125 ADR, so the US dollar's still going. So yeah, it's just full of buyers at the minute. And just makes me want to buy it. I want to go with the trend, but don't know. It just doesn't seem to have any legs, does it, at the moment? Yeah, buying it up again. Look. Why not ticks? Let's listen to Tick Strike, shall we? Let's listen to what's going on. Hello. Dead. No volume, is there? Look, you can't. There's no volume in it at all. S&P's broken short. So NASDAQ's broken short as well. So I'm short on the NAS now. My only chance of making some money today. That doesn't bode well either. All the other indices are selling off. See the correlation between the DAX and the Dow. Yeah, how that's holding. This is holding. That's selling. That's selling. These two correlated. These two are correlated. Sellers. Oh, lots of them. Big sell move coming in. Brian, I'm out. 18.55 on the day. Well done. What about just taking position trades long on the indices? So that is what I do. So I have an account with Darwin-X and I trade the S&P. So what I do in a bull-calm market, which is what the market spends the vast majority of its time in. Yeah, this is what's called a bull-calm market, which is where you have tight volatility, not very big days, but they are just buying stocks. Yeah, so the market is manufactured to go long. Yeah, it's a stock market. You, as a business, you need to increase profits and return profits for your shareholders. Otherwise, they don't keep hold of your stocks. Your stock price falls. So the market's job is to generate a profit. Therefore, stock prices will continuously go up. They don't go down. Yeah, we get the odd thing like COVID, and we get the odd bear market where things go wrong. But basically, this is the same strategy as Warren Buffett uses. Basically, you buy every dip. Yeah, and you basically buy into the dips and wait for the pops. Buy into the dips, wait for the pops. And you just keep doing that. Yeah. So every time it dips, you buy it, and then you wait for the pop. Yeah. Then you get the odd bear market. Then you get COVID. That's COVID, sorry. What it doesn't work in is what's called a bear volatile market. You can see the size of the swings, the volatility here. The ADR is double what it is in a bull calm. So I turned off my strategy here. The 200 you can see on the chart is what I use as my you need to stop line. And we are now back above the 200, and it looks like we're going back into bull calm. So that's exactly what I will be doing, is buying the dips in the S&P. And it's kind of like a pension fund, if you like. So that is the only position trading that I do on indices. And it's done on the daily. Yeah. So make sure that the positions are nicely spaced. And 24.72 bounces is where I start to get in. Ideally. Sometimes I get in a little early because I'm eager beaver. But if you go onto the daily chart and you switch over to a 7 RSI or a 5 or a 7, 5 works well. Yeah. So if you go back to a bull, here come the buyers. If you go back to a bull calm market and you look at every extension on the RSI 7, sorry, that's the wrong level. On the 30. That level there. CAD Swiss 175, still going. So if you look at every extension on the there. Yeah, and you just buy there, 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 there. Yeah, that's all you do. This is all Warren Buffett does. This is all the stock market does. Yeah, when you have a pension and you go to your company and you say, I want a pension, please. And they go, yeah, no problem. Do you want it risk-free or low risk or high risk? When you say low risk, they basically buy the S&P. That's literally what they do. Pension funds live on the S&P. They will take up to 40% drawdown on your account in the S&P because That's what it does. It's manufactured to go up. If that doesn't go up, there's something fundamentally wrong with the economy because businesses aren't making money. COVID. So what we had was COVID hit. And we were like, holy crap. Everybody close your businesses. Okay, the stock market goes up. That doesn't make sense. This is why we're in the mess we're in now, because the stock market was rallying like crazy, making new highs when the businesses were closed and making a loss. It was being artificially inflated. This is why we're now in a bear volatile market, because we've got to undo all this crap that these people were making money on, which they shouldn't have been. But we are entering back into that. So again, your buys, we're here. You had a buy there. You haven't had another one yet. So that's basically a good position trading strategy for indices. Now I can't change my RSI. 14 on the 21. 14, I think, isn't it? Buyers are coming in. Dow is working. Well, I say Dow's working. It's not working. Wouldn't call it actually working at the moment. Going up. NASDAQ back to the open. That was an old one, obviously. Bigger short on the NASDAQ. Yeah, Brian. Be careful, though, because you can hear the buyers coming in at the minute, but I'm not sure if they're going to stay. My God, gold. Yeah, if that US dollar is still rallying, that gold will still be dropping. That's oil. It's not going anywhere now. It's again, wicks coming in. Look, that's the first. Look at that move, yeah, on 15-minute chart. That is your first bull candle since the unemployment figures came out. First signs of buyers. Two are hit on NASDAQ, risk-free. Good job. You can hear the crickets coming in. They are buying it up. So you might find, you know, think rotation. If we're going to have a rotation day, that is why it's called a rotation day. That's what it does. Yeah. So here the buyers coming in. If we keep having that for the next 20 minutes or so, we're just going to go back straight up to the top, which is why I'm long. I'm long on this, not on the $1,400 is all I can make. Okay. Right, that's what I've got for you today. It's just manic today. Obviously, total chop fest on this today. This new version of the EA obviously needs a lot of work. This is the first day I've run this, so I basically haven't done any optimization on settings. I literally just told it to use a city trailing stop and do what it did. So it actually worked quite well there, but not the best day to be testing this version of the EA. It's choppy as you like. So just be careful anything you do get into today. All these ADR reversals today. New Zealand dollar CAD is now ADR as well. So this Canadian dollar and US dollar is still rallying like nuts at the minute. Yeah, everything is really pushing hard. So if you're going to get in front of any of these, obviously do not get in just because it's dropping. Get in when you get some kind of strength. Wait for a reversal alert. Wait for the market to have the buyers on your side. And then obviously you get into the position. So I've got a buy on that there. I'll be taking a second entry on that New Zealand dollar CAD, potentially. 86, 47. No, I won't. That's too close. But yeah, just be careful with all these ADRs today. It's one of those days we've had fundamentals and it is just rallying like crazy. So I'll play this and carry this long. I'm just going to reduce my risk up on this under here. Don't want to risk too much on it because there's every chance that this might just reject back down out of here and just go into a horrible rangy thing down here. So I don't want to push it. Right, I'll be back tomorrow morning, 7:50, same time. Anything you need, I'll be in the Telegram group. So I'll be in there, obviously, as usual. Back tomorrow morning, 7:50 for Frankfurt. Back tomorrow afternoon for the New York session. Hopefully we get a little bit more of break tomorrow on the ranges. But we got earnings to look at overnight. So we got Ford, Intel, Mondelez. Not sure who that one is. And Roku. And then pre-markets, we've got some energy ones coming up as well. So we got more volume coming through potentially tomorrow as well. The yen overnight, this tends to happen. It's down as tentative on Forex Factory because there isn't actually a set time. It's usually somewhere around about 4:30 in the morning UK, but sometimes it's as early as 2:30. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm asleep. So this is why I have the EA running to get me into the positions if I need to. But we've potentially got some movement on the yen tomorrow morning, so we might have ADRs hit on the yen. Once today's out of the way, or tomorrow morning is out of the way, we go straight into GDP and PCE for the US in the afternoon, and then it all calms down. So we've got these interest rates all out of the way, and then we just need to see what the market makes of it. It looks at the moment like it likes what it saw from FOMC, and it doesn't like what it saw from the Euros so far. So we just need to see, give it a day to bed in tomorrow. But at the moment, you know, trying to mean revert any of these moves that we're seeing, it's dangerous. However, it could be massively profitable as well. If we get A-shaped and V-shaped recoveries on all of these, when you get a reversal alert, you could kill it. But that's the risk you take. So don't get over leveraged. Make sure you only take one or two if you're going to take any. I'm going to wait for basically the RSI extensions. We will get RSI extensions off of these moves today. So I might get into stuff overnight with the EA or into it tomorrow. But watch the RSIs. Anything we get extended on the RSIs is probably the best things to take rather than these ADR reversals, because they're big, they're fast, and they don't seem to be stopping. And the Dow's reversing. I think it's not going to be my day today. Right. I'll be back tomorrow. Anything you need, let me know in the Telegram group. Otherwise, have a good evening, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.